I thought I'd go live with my Movement Moment Monday, sharing with you some ideas for tight shoulders. One of the survey answers that Kathy put in wasn't necessarily directed just at shoulders, but it was directed at stretching and 5 minutes. So I thought of shoulders because I've been spending a lot of time creating some workshops. So I've been on PowerPoint a bunch, and it does creep in no matter what you do. I haven't been seated, I've been standing, so my hips are fine. But let's get into the shoulders. The shoulders, when they're tight, it has a lot to do with the whole chain, going from your fingertips all the way up. That can even get into your neck. So the very first thing I like to do is just look for more rotation of my arm, my humerus bone, the big bone at the top, in my shoulder girdle. So what I'm going to do is bring my arms to the wall. Number one, for some of us, the head's not going to get anywhere close to touching the wall, and that's fine. That doesn't matter. The next thing is I want my elbows on the wall, and whether my hands are going to touch or not is going to vary by person. Oh, and I should mention my feet are not on the wall. I'm away from the wall. So my bum, my shoulders, and almost my head, it's kind of grazing the wall. So what I'm gonna look for is not this exact 90-90. That can put a lot of stress on the neck muscles and the shoulder muscles that are already tight. So let's go a little lower, and this will be much better. The first thing that I notice as I get my elbows on the wall and then I start trying to move my forearms to the wall is my chest wants to come forward, so I get my head back and my arms on the wall, but that doesn't do me any good. Means I'm cheating in my spine. My rib cage is lifting, my low back is arching. I'm cheating in my spine. I'm not helping my shoulders at all. So let's try to really help our shoulders and not worry about how it might look to somebody who's watching us. So all that I'm going to do is start thinking about, can I get my forearms towards the wall? I'm going to let my hands be really limp. Oops, and there go my ribs again. So breathing, pressing my bra strap into the wall. And now I'm going to start trying a little bit more, get more and more of my forearm on the wall. I am having a hard time. I can get my knuckles to the wall, but my little wrists do not want to make it. I'm going to open up my fingers and just see about potentially putting my fingernails on the wall. Not bad. Woo, there's a whole lot of tension there. You might discover that's really uncomfortable and you might come a little bit lower. I'm still having trouble getting my wrists on the wall, so I could go lower and redo. And oh my gosh. Yeah, this is quite something. So let's let that go and shake it out. Now let's see, that was external rotation, which is so awesome. Anybody who knows me knows I love external rotation in the arms because too much of what we do, typing and texting, gives us internal rotation. But we want to be balanced, so let's try internal rotation. Let's see what happens as we internally rotate and see how far we go. There's a stopping point for sure. You'll find out where yours is. Woo. And then I'll come back up. Maybe I'll play with trying to get my wrists on the wall, but I'm watching my rib cage because it so badly wants to cheat. And then I open up my fingers. Whoa, this is something. You wouldn't believe the work. Whew. Ribs on the wall, ribs, ribs, ribs. Got to remind myself, ribs, ribs. Moving into that tension that has built up in my shoulders, in my arms. But as you know, the fascia, it's all connected, fingers all the way up. So what's the next thing that I'm going to do? I'm going to show you from the side. I'm going to try to give myself a little stretch. So that was more mobility that I was working on, not necessarily stretching. Now I'm going to work on stretching. So I am going to turn my palms towards me, and my hands are definitely higher than my elbows. I'm going to try to get my elbows. This time I can do it totally fine. Now I've got the same issue. Can I think my bracelets, I shouldn't have worn them. They stay on all the time. Can I get my wrists onto the ground not onto the ground, onto the wall, while my elbows are on the wall. Can I get my hands on the wall? Can I get my fingers, maybe my thumbs? Thumbs don't want to go. That's fine. Keeping my hands in a number 11. I don't want this or this. Number 11, fingertips on the wall. And now I'm going to walk away and see if, oh yeah, now there's more stretch. Remember, keep your ribs in your body. I just let my head hang maybe a little extra. I'm going to try to just stay in a neutral spine. Ribs in the body. Yep, I feel the stretch. It's even in my underarm. You may feel it in your neck. Make sure you can move. Notice how my thumbs are totally off. So I've got some tension from being on a keyboard. I can see that right there. You just stretch. Notice I walked out of it. I'm going to shake it out, and then I'll do it again. So you'll play with what works for you, how far away you're going to be, where you're going to start, what feels good. I'm seeing today, maybe I'll go just a little bit further. Wow, quite a stretch. And coming back out of it. So really get you going there. I'm just going to shake some more, maybe shake my whole body, move it around. And then just see, just move, just sort it out. What feels good, what doesn't. Just give myself some more movements and come back and try one more time here. I'm going to be somewhat near where I was before. Oh, those ribs, back on the wall. Starting with my wrist, ribs in. There we go. Okay, actually it feels a little better. Shake it out. And one last time over here. Backs of my arms, shoulder height. Get my palms, backs of my palms, fingers, one thumb, only one. Feel like I can go a little bit further, although my fingers wanted to come off. Isn't it funny? And my elbows want to go wide. I'm not going to let it. But yeah, that is the sequence. So hopefully that was under 5 minutes, and I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for joining.